Salam! Are you ready for another story today? Musa and Maryam love stories, and if you love stories too, then listen carefully. One day, Musa and Maryam had gone camping with their Nana. They had gone to a beautiful lake far away from home, and they had put up a small tent. They loved going camping. It was so much fun. And they had brought all their camping things with them. Their pillows, their torches, their sleeping bags, and all the other things. Now, after a long day of playing in the lake and jumping in the water, splashing water at each other, catching fish with their Nana, and then grilling and eating the fish too, it was slowly becoming dark. So they cleared up and put on their torches and ran nearby to explore the place. They were having so much fun, looking for tiny insects and pretty flowers with their torches. But suddenly, their torch ran out of battery and it became pitch black. And they became very scared. They held on to each other's hands and they quickly tried to look for their tent. There it is! They could see a small light coming from their tent. So they made their way back to the tent. And there, their Nana was sitting and reciting the Quran quietly with just a small flicker of candlelight.
ومن الناس من يشري نفسه ابتغاء مرضات الله والله رؤوف بالعباد.
And the sound of the Quran made them feel much better, and they huddled close to him. When Nana finished, they told him what had happened with their torch and how scared they were in the dark. Nana smiled at them both and said, "Do you want to hear of a dark night in Karbala? Sometimes very special things happen in the dark, you know, and your little adventure in the dark reminded me of the night of Ashura on the plains of Karbala. Shall I tell you the story?" Maryam and Musa nodded excitedly. Yes, they definitely wanted to hear this story, and so do we. So Nana began. It was pitch black and a very dark night. Everyone should have been asleep in Karbala, but nobody was asleep, and you could hear soft voices and humming coming from the tents of Imam Hussein and his friends. Some of them were reciting the Quran in beautiful voices, whilst others were reciting poetry. Everyone just felt so much at peace to be by their Imam on this special night. So why was this night so special, huh? Because tomorrow they were going to fight with the enemy. They were going to protect Islam. And they knew this was the right thing to do, deep in their hearts. And they were not scared. Nope. They knew they were doing the best thing in the world, protecting Islam. But suddenly, everyone stopped. Someone was coming running in. Imam is calling for us. Imam is calling for us. Really? They all looked at one another. What is he calling us for? What does he want? And they quickly got ready and ran over to his tent. One by one, they entered the tent of the Imam.
Assalamu alaikum, my dear friends.
The Imam said warmly as they came in. When they were all inside, Imam began to speak. The sound of Imam's voice made his friends so happy. They wished he would just keep on talking. It was such a beautiful voice. The friends of Imam Hussein then started crying while Imam was talking. Why? What was he saying? Imam was saying,
My dear friends, nobody has had better friends than you all who are here today. You are the best of companions. You are the best and most loyal friends one could ever have.
the companions of Imam Hussein like Habib ibn Madahir, Zuhair ibn Qayn, Muslim ibn Awsaja, they couldn't believe what Imam was saying. Imam was calling them the best of friends. They felt overjoyed and very special. They felt so happy to hear the Imam telling them these special words, because it's so lucky to be a friend of Imam, isn't it? The Imam continued to speak to his friends. He said to them,
The army of Yazid wants me. You are all free to go. It's night time right now and it's very dark. I will not watch you as you go, so do not feel shy.
Imam dimmed the lights and then he said,
You can escape from here and be saved. Don't worry, I won't see you at all. You can feel free.
The friends of Imam Hussein could never think of doing such a thing. They were the best and most loyal friends, remember? And they were. The friends of Imam Hussein one by one began to say, Oh Imam, why should we leave you? What is our life without you? You are the kindest, most beloved. You are our Imam. We don't want to go anywhere else. We will give everything for you. We will give our life, our money, everything we have to be with you. The love for the Imam was so strong, wasn't it? And one of the strong friends of Imam Hussein, his name was Muslim ibn Awsaja, stood up and said, We will fight with the army of Yazid, with our swords, so long as we have them. And if we don't have our swords, we will throw stones at them. But we will do everything to protect you, O our Imam. And then Zuhair ibn Qayn, another one of Imam's brave friends, got up and said, Dear Imam, by Allah, if I was killed 1,000 times in your way, I would do it over and over and over again. All the companions, all of them, were nodding their heads, smiling, as if to say they agreed with exactly what he said. After hearing this, Imam told them that they would all become shaheed, and that his grandfather, the Prophet, will come and welcome them to Jannah. Wow, how lucky of them. Suddenly, a small voice is heard, and he was asking permission to speak. Who was it? He said,
Uncle, is my name on the list of those who will be shaheed too?
Imam looks lovingly at his nephew Qasim, Imam Hassan's son, who is only 13 years old.
My dear Qasim, how do you see shahadat and fighting in Allah's way?
The young Qasim replies,
Sweeter than honey, to be with you, to live and die with you is the sweetest thing for me.
and his words echoed in the desert.
أحلى من العسل أحلى من العسل.
Nana looked at Musa and Maryam. Their eyes were shining and wide with surprise. How brave the family and friends of Imam Hussein were. They were going to get hurt and die, and Imam Hussein was letting them go, but they didn't want to leave him. How brave and strong of them to stay near Imam Hussein. Their hearts swelled with love for them all, and especially for young Qasim. And as they got into their sleeping bags, their eyes filled with tears, and they all silently prayed that they too could be as loyal and brave as the friends of Imam Hussein, insha'Allah.